Here at the Côte d'Azur, just like pretty much everywhere else in the world, there's one thing you simply can't escape: the tourist tax, or as the French call it, la taxe de séjour. It's a charge that helps the commune fund tourism, infrastructure, or depending on how you look at it, maybe just to fill their pockets a bit. We're Fleur-sur-Mer and we help foreign homeowners manage their second homes here on the stunning Côte d'Azur. These videos are all about giving you straightforward information so you can rent out your home with confidence. Now, jokes aside, the tourist tax is managed locally by your mairie, your town hall. There are two main systems in France, but here in our region, like places like Les Cambres and Sainte-Maxime, we use what's called the au réel system. That means the tax is calculated per person, per night, depending on the type and classification of your property. If you want to understand more about how that classification part works and why it matters, I'll explain that in another video. Before you can start renting out your property at all, you need to register as a meublé de tourisme, which simply means that you're renting out your home for tourism purposes. To do so, go to taxedeséjour.impôts.gouv.fr. That's a lot of points. If that went too fast, you can always click on the link in the description below. That's the official French tourist tax website. From there, you'll find the link to your local declaration portal, and on that portal, you first create an account and register your property. And you receive a property registration number. Once your property is registered, you'll log in each period, monthly or quarterly, depending on your commune, and enter the number of guest nights you've had and the amount of tax collected. After you submit this information, the system automatically generates an invoice for the amount due. You then pay the tax directly to your commune through that same portal. Now, the part that often confuses people is who actually collects and pays the tax, because that's where things often go wrong. If you rent your home through an online booking system such as Booking.com or Airbnb, those platforms usually collect the tourist tax from your guests automatically. They'll then transfer it to you together with the rental payment, minus their commission, of course. If you rent through a professional rental agency, it can be a bit different. Some agencies collect, declare, and pay the tax directly for you, but you are still responsible for registering your property first and give them the registration number so they can declare and pay. If you work with an agency like that, please make sure to indicate this in your online portal. In the system, there's a list of almost all recognized agencies. You simply select the one you work with, and the portal will know that they declare and pay the tourist tax on your behalf. However, if you also rent your property independently, for example through online platforms or private bookings, you're still responsible for declaring those additional nights. In other words, even if your agency handles part of your rentals, you must make sure all other stays are reported under your own accounting in the portal. Even if you didn't have any bookings during a certain period, for example during low season, you still need to declare this by filling out 0. You can't just skip it unless you have a permanent exemption, because all your rentals go through one or several registered agencies. You need to register this in your online portal as well. Now, I can almost hear you say, what a hassle, but please don't ignore it. Communes are tightening their checks, and the fines for not declaring can be quite high, sometimes several hundreds of euros. So to recap: 1. Check which system your commune uses. Most around here are au réel. 2. Always declare, even if an online platform or agency collects it for you. 3. If someone else handles it, request the exemption so the mairie knows. And 4. If you had no rentals, simply declare 0. If you'd like to know how to calculate your tourist tax and see how the rates are set, click the link right here. You'll find a summary of this video in the description below. See you in the next video.